My name's Schwarz from the Holcim Foundation in Switzerland. The Holcim Foundation, as the name already says it, is sponsored by Holcim, by a company engaged globally in cement and concrete. But this foundation has a totally different objective. The objective of this foundation is to promote sustainable construction, share good ideas, be a kind of a hub of knowledge and inspiration for building in a more sustainable way. The main activity of the foundation is every 3 years a global competition where anybody can submit projects that are then evaluated by independent juries in 5 regions of the world using so-called target issues for sustainable construction. So that means that projects are looked at along the triple bottom line for social issues, environmental issues, economic issues, but also for good architecture and architecture suiting its environment, and things have to be multipliable. Something that is only possible in one place once is not sustainable anyway, so there has to be a lot of innovation and the possibility to multiply. Now, out of these over 6,000 entries in this 4th competition, about 2,500 got as far as a jury. Amongst them were also 24 projects from Belgium, of which 2 of them actually got a prize. They got an Acknowlegement Prize, one in the region of Europe, because it's a project here in Brussels, and the other in the region of Africa, Middle East, because it's a project in Ethiopia, actually. And they couldn't be more different, these 2 projects, and that goes to show a little bit also how wide the scope of this competition is. On the one hand side, there's a project in the port of Brussels that wants to upgrade the port because it's there anyway, and it should remain a hub for transportation, for the exchange of goods. And the idea is to have an optimal way to exchange goods that are coming in from somewhere, especially for the construction industry, but of course also getting rid of material out of the construction that is not needed in the city anymore, meaning it gets recycled, it gets reused. So a very, very clever concept in the city of Brussels. And then on the other hand, the project in Ethiopia is trying to be a counterpoint to all the new buildings that are being built in many countries in Africa, inspired mainly from Asia, from China, from Japan, but it is copying what we've got all over the world. Big buildings made of concrete, steel and glass, which of course is not what is suitable under those circumstances and certainly not sustainable. This project shows how a building can be integrated into the fabric of the city by leaving a lot of space for people to communicate. It's not this locking it in and fencing it in, it's making it very open, transparent, and using again local building materials, using local stone as it's always been used in Ethiopia to keep the sun out. Of course there's a structure of concrete underneath, but the main visible part of the building is local material, locally sourced, locally used. So both projects actually, what they have in common is that they're serving their environment, that they're good architecture, that they're respecting the needs of the people around there where they are, and they're contributing to sustainability in many aspects, with regard to energy, with regard to material, with regard to the fabric of the city, to working workplaces, and the autonomy also of these places where they are. There are also some other projects that are exhibited that were entered in the competition. Some excellent projects from different parts of the world that show that Belgium, and in particular Brussels architects, are really working on a global scale, that there's a lot of knowledge in sustainable construction here that is going out into the world from Belgium.